That was not supposed to happen.
See
you guys in a minute 30.
Shut up. This sucks.
This band goes else. I think that's very deserving.
I'm not giving up on this team. Is that ridiculous? No. What did Riley Rod think of the game? You guys can talk to Riley Rod. Riley Rod, get over here right now. Riley Rod, you're gonna get in the chair. I'll be back in like 20 seconds, Chad. Dude, am I dying? Bro, what is going on? Bro, what the? Yo! No way! No way! Go, baby! Let's go!
Riley Rod, why are you such a toolhead? I'm not a toolhead.
Let's go! Bang! Get high! No way! No way! No way! No way! No way! Grand slam! Let's go!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy. Hope everyone's having a beautiful evening. I'm joined by some friends tonight, I guess, if that's what you want to call them. We got Paraski Vazina-Fontos, Jay Lonzo, and Sean Petrucci. How are we doing tonight, boys?
Pretty good.
Good, man.
Great.
It's been a while since we've been here.
It's been a hot minute. I mean, when was the last time we had 4 people on a stream? Last year before the season started?
Year.
Unhinged trivia.
Okay. So first of all, before we get into anything, can we address the fact that you guys know Brian DeGennaro? He was supposed to be with us tonight. Okay. Let me give you guys a little story time as to what happened. We pop on, right? 20 minutes ago about, right? 8:40 was kind of like the call time. Everyone kind of organized, whatever. Brian comes on like this. Hey guys. Sorry, I can't hear anything. And you guys want to call me in the chat and say I'm an 80-year-old that doesn't know how to work at technology? Brian, I'm looking at you because he couldn't even get his headphones to work. So that's what I'm gonna say. Listen, for those of you who were also here within the first couple seconds, you saw little technical difficulties. That's fine. That's just how we roll. I am an 80-year-old boomer. That's fine. But tonight we're gonna do I guess a season preview kind of thing. Nothing like last year. For those of you who were here last year, we went 2.5 hours. Power's given 2.08 ERA, specific numbers for every single player. That's not happening this year. We're gonna give very generic predictions. We'll have some hot takes. We'll do what we're gonna do. But before we get into anything, Brian says we all can't be Patty PC like you. Let's take a 10-roll call. You guys know the deal. Let's see who we have in the chat before we do get into anything. Start things off from the top, I guess. We got Patrick Rorty. We got Sweaty Boy Moss. I guess he's really sweaty. Aiden Clark, Jacob Dahl, Fritz Walter, Christian. We got Not So Family Fun Vision, D&E Show. We got Alex. We got Andrew. Andrew's a member of the channel. Shout out to you, you absolute legend. We got Trick Shot, Jose, Tarek. Who else we got? We got Joey and Nelly V. I guess they're sharing an account. Let's go. We got Austin. Appreciate you all for stopping by. I'm sure I missed a ton of people, but listen, if I missed you, you guys know the deal. Strongly word email on unhingedservice@gmail.com. And Brian will reply to you because he's clearly not doing anything else tonight. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Boys, opening day's tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Who's excited?
Of course, dude. We've been waiting how long for this? We didn't even know if we'd have opening day. So.
No,
true.
I think that probably once we found out the lockout was over, I have this day marked off on my calendar. And I know a lot of people were pissed off, opening day was supposed to be today, it got rained out. I'm fine with it being tomorrow and having nice weather for opening day, bro. Because usually it's freezing cold. It's supposed to be 60 and sunny. That's beautiful.
I'll take it.
Was it supposed to be 1 p.m. today?
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really super into opening day this year, up until probably today, because I was just yo, I'm so tired of the Yankees getting all this hype, being excited about the team, and then next thing you know, it's August and I'm disappointed with the team, and I want Brian Cashman to be fired, and I want Hal Steinbrenner to sell the team. So I was kind of just like, let's get to October and let's see what happens. But now that it's the night before, I'm pretty excited. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I mean the Yankees are. I mean, listen, we're gonna go a little bit more in depth, but like just on like a generalized basis, I am super confident in the 2022 Yankees, bro. There's a lot of people out there who are the definition of pessimistic, but the way I'm looking at this team, right? They're gritty. I think that they're absurdly better than they were last year. Especially like if you look at their opening day lineup. Granted, hindsight's always 2020, but even if you go back to like their wild card game lineup, right? I think that this team is infinitely better. Granted, they didn't really go out and sign like or trade for any superstars like that we were expecting in terms of Olsen or Correa or Freeman or Scherzer. They didn't do that, but I think that they did make their little like step above improvements. And it can be good enough to win them the East, and not only win the East, but also win the World Series. Like, we can't sit here and look at the Yankees and be like, this is a team that's not capable of winning the World Series. I've seen so many people out there saying that they're not capable of doing so. They're wrong. Can anyone sit here right now and tell me that this Yankees team is not capable of winning the World Series this year?
They're capable, but we need another top tier arm to make that happen. Like the bullpen's there, the lineup's there, the defense is there, but like of course we gotta maybe Sevy turns up, maybe he is our number 2, but like I think we just need another solidified arm before we can make a playoff run.
But it's been the same thing ever since 2007. Ever since we were one game away from the World Series, since 2018, we always say this team's capable of winning World Series, and then always games in April come to bite us in the ass every single time comes September and October. So you just take it game by game.
You're muted, Jalen.
Jalen, you're muted.
No, he's not. I don't know why I saw it.
He's not muted.
No, I cannot hear you.
And now you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
What's a boom?
I was just saying.
No, literally.
Like, seriously.
Well, I feel like we do need another starter, but I don't know, bro. I just feel like this team has the opportunity to win games in different ways than we did before. Like before, we definitely relied on the home run. You know, we relied on Garrett Cole to be our stopper, but and obviously the bullpen was a strength as well, especially last year. But bro, I don't know. I just feel like the fact that we have plus defenders pretty much at every position now, like that's a big part of, you know, a rotation being good. So you could see guys like Monty, guys like Tyone take a step up because they have strong defense behind them. We had such terrible defense before, and I don't know. I'm still not as sold on being a starting pitcher as before.
Fair. Is it a hot take to say that we could have the number 1 defense in the league? Like, I don't think it is.
I don't think it's a hot take.
Go around the diamond though. Like, where's the weakness besides center field? Like,
to be honest, I don't even think Hicks is starting tomorrow.
Whoa, Paul! Everyone, hold the phone. What is this?
I got an alternative right here. Okay, it's going really well, guys.
Why does Brian look like a 10-year-old who's
great.
getting ready for his first day of school?
As I say, it looks like he's about to rip a game of Warzone.
First Zoom class. All right, so Brian.
Hi.
Brian.
Hello.
You missed like the first 10 minutes. That's fine.
What I missed, just catch me up. Just everybody say everything that you already said again.
No, so Brian, I'm gonna ask you a simple question. You're gonna give us a little feedback on it. Do you think that the 2022 Yankees are capable of winning the World Series?
Yeah, but I think anybody's capable of winning the World Series, especially in a league when half the league gets into the playoffs anyway. Well, we got 2 J's. What's going on there?
Oh, there we go. That's better.
I had to make the switch to the phone.
So, Brian, you could continue. This is then, okay, first of all, Brian, before you continue, when people ask, like, oh, why don't you bring on the Unhinged crew? Refer back to this episode, bro. Literally just refer back here.
No, they love the chaos.
It's technical difficulties. There's nothing I can do about that. I don't know what you want from me.
Brian, continue.
So, yeah, no, I think they did improve from last year, for sure. I just think they didn't improve as much as we wanted them to. You know, I think that they were a capable team last year. I think they'll be a capable team again this year. And especially, like I said, especially when half the league gets into the playoffs anyway, anybody can win the World Series.
Fair enough.
Disagree?
Jose says,
No, I
WTF
agree
is
with that.
happening. I'm watching 5 Boomers.
I mean, who was going to
Brian
look at
is
the
no
Atlanta
more.
Braves and say they were going to win the World Series last year? Like,
No,
Fair
but that's
enough.
my thing. That's
and the
exactly
Nationals
my
in
thing.
2019, they were terrible.
Exactly.
Like, you never
Dude,
know.
it's the misfit teams that always win, right?
It is.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The
it
Yankees
really
are a
is.
misfit team this year.
Look at the Dodgers. They
It's
should
true.
have won. If it was based on paper, they should have won the last 5 World Series. Like, anything could happen.
Yeah, no, I agree 1,000%. Okay, so listen. We're not gonna go like predicting like stats for every player, but I do want to like just pick out like a couple of like key players that kind of like mean a lot to the Yankees' success this season, and kind of just like break down what we think of them. So I think the first guy that I kind of want to like discuss a little bit about, and also like let's not forget like if you guys don't have anything you want to say about a player, like don't force anything because like we're only going an hour tonight, Chad. It's not like last year we're going 3.5 hours. So Higashioka, he's kind of like the first guy that's kind of like on my checklist in terms of like if the Yankees are going to have a successful 2022 season, he's one of like the key contributors that I think would be vital. Simply because like this is his first year as the Yankees starting catcher. We saw him go absolutely off in spring training. And now I'm not saying that he could like sustain or continue that pace in the regular season, but what I am saying is if he's able to contribute with his bat even better than Gary was last year, we already know that his defense is better than Gary. I think Higgy can absolutely be a force behind the plate for the Yankees. And especially as like their stopgap before like Austin Wells comes up. If he's like their catcher of the future, I think that Higgy can really make an impact with the Yankees this year.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot is expected of his bat. Like, obviously, after the spring, like, everyone might want to have him hit 25 homers, but, like, really all we need back there is consistent defense and good relationships with the pitchers. That's all we need. Hit, like, 15 homers to go along with that. That's all we need out of Higashioka. I do think it's going to take a little bit of time to adjust to playing, like, 5 times a week. He's not used to that. So maybe it might take till the end of April, May to get going, but I'll have a solid year.
I don't know. I kind of have Higgy as, like, the X factor this year, bro. I really do think, like, bro, he hit 10 home runs last year as a backup. He obviously did get some extended playing time when Gary would go down, but he is a career minor leaguer. Like, I think he's 31 or 32 years old. Like, he spent a lot of time in the minor leagues playing every day, so he knows what that grind is like. It's not like he was like this young guy that came up and was immediately a backup catcher. So he kind of does have the flow of being an everyday catcher. Obviously, the pitching staff loves him. Our ace chose him over Gary Sanchez last year. That said a lot, and I think that also played a huge role into the Yankees being comfortable dealing Gary. I think that was, if Garrett Cole said, I love Gary Sanchez, I want him to be my catcher, Gary Sanchez is starting tomorrow. Like, for the Yankees, there's no question about it. So I think that was a huge part of it, and I think he could legitimately give you 20, 25 home runs, and I'm not saying he's going to hit 280. He might hit 210, but you take 20 home runs from your catcher any day of the week, especially if they're hitting 8th or 9th, and they give you good defense. I think that's going to be something that you see from Higgy this year. He also has a ton of confidence, something that he wasn't an everyday player before. So now, being the everyday guy, knowing that he doesn't have to, hit a home run every time he plays for playing time, I think he's going to go off.
I agree, 1,000%.
I like it,
Brian.
I like it. No, I mean,
Brian goes cool.
I'm going into the season with no expectations for Higgy. If he's going to be, he's our defensive catcher, right? Whatever he gives us at the plate is extra. So he's going to go on some hot streaks. He's going to hit some home runs. And that's really all I'm looking for from him. I don't need him to be a number 4 hitter or anything like that. He's going to be batting 8th and 9th most of the year, like you said. So I'll just take what we can get.
Yeah, I agree with Jalen when he said Higgy's going to be the X factor this year because now the ball's in his corner. So no more of hearing Gary Sanchez this, Gary Sanchez that. It's like, I'm Higgy and I'm here to play and I'm here to win. So if you get that leadership out of Higgy throughout the entire year, especially with the bullpen and especially with the rotation, he definitely is going to be the X factor of this lineup this year.
Parrot, your twin is gone. It's kind of sad. But now, to be honest with you, like Gary might look even more like Parrot because like he could
No,
go
you might,
so,
It's true.
I'm saying you might have to move to Minnesota. But like in terms of first base, I think you kind of know what you're gonna get with Anthony Rizzo. I don't think he's like too big of a talking point. I think that you could almost pen him in. You don't even pencil that in. Pen him in for like awesome defense at first base, 20 to 25 home runs. Probably bat between like 270 to 280 maybe, and I think that would be a fantastic season at Anthony Rizzo. I think that would be beautiful. And then second base is where it gets interesting, right? Because you kind of have two guys who I guess are going to spend the most time at second base. And I think both of them are kind of like in the same position. I talked about this with Dan last night on the Pat and Dan show. So listen, chat, it might be a little bit of a recurring subject, but that's fine. It's going to be a recurring subject just about all season. DJ LeMahieu, Gleyber Torres. These are two guys who are coming off down seasons. In 2021, Gleyber's coming off from two straight down seasons. But what I kind of refer to in terms of like DJ LeMahieu, right? He wasn't necessarily like bad last year, right? I don't think DJ LeMahieu was bad, but he was bad in DJ standards, right? Like when you compare what he did for the Yankees in 2019 and 2020, anything that he did that was batting under like 330 in 2021 was going to be considered bad. And I think fans just hold him like to such a higher standard now, especially because he has the big contract and all that. But I think that DJ LeMahieu he's going to be better than he was last season. With probably glimpses of what we saw from him in 2019 and 2020. I don't think that he necessarily has to be that guy, but I think we will see definitely shades of that. And in terms of Gleyber Torres, I think that we're going to see a monster season from him. So I think second base is probably the position with easily, without a doubt, the most upside for the Yankees in 2022.
Without a doubt, I think no one needs to worry about DJ. I think a lot of it was the fact that he was hurt, and that's why he wasn't really lifting the ball or just hitting soft grounders. So I'm not really worried about him at all. But as far as Gleyber goes, first of all, if you watched last year, I'm not going to jinx him because I'm pretty sure I predicted a monster year out of him and said he's going to hit the first homer, and I don't think he homered until like May.
I think I said he was going to be an MVP candidate.
I said he's going to hit the first home run, and remember how long it took him to go yard? But anyway, like it's just I'm worried about the consistency, because like you have all this like a logjam kind of with DJ, Gleyber, kind of Falefa. It's like kind of weird. So I think the only solution is Stanton needs to play the outfield more than he DHs. Like you can't you need to run the outfield with the three big guys in order to get those guys consistent at bats, or else it's just not really going to work out. And then let's be honest, Hicks is probably going to go down at some point anyway. Yeah. But they got to find a way to just get everyone consistent at bats, and that's the only way in my mind I could see it happening.
I agree, and I think that is the plan right now to get Stanton in the outfield. I don't know if they're trying to do Gallo in center or Judge in center. I think they feel more. I think Boone feels more comfortable with Judge in center. I'm fine with it. I prefer Gallo just to keep Judge healthier.
Yeah.
But either way, that outfield is just so like looking at those three names in the outfield is amazing every single time they do it. And obviously I'm kind of over the Hicks thing at this point. I'm hoping that he could have some kind of bounce back of a year, and maybe if he's in a reduced role as kind of like the fourth outfielder platoon guy, that could help him, to be honest, because it could help him stay healthy, not put too much pressure as being the guy in center field. So I think that could help. But I kind of have a positive outlook on this whole second base infield issue because I feel like these things always find a way to work themselves out. We had this problem at third base for a couple of years where we were dealing with the whole Andujar and then Brandon Drury and then Gio Urshela thing, and everyone was wondering, Brandon Drury's here, how's Miguel Andujar going to get at bats? And then Andujar's now the rookie of the year, and then we get Gio Urshela bursting onto the scene. How are we going to get Drury at bats? Like everything kind of worked itself out. I'm not saying that guys are going to get injured, but some guy's going to go into a slump. Somebody's going to, want to DH more than they play the field. So I think it'll be fine. I think eventually we're going to see Gleyber Torres as the mainstay at second base, though. That's my prediction for that position.
I'm kind of excited also to now see DJ lead off every game. To see Donaldson lead off and maybe some other guys, maybe Judge
it's
for once.
Hot, bro.
That's a great. That's so hot, man. I'm excited about that. What do you do to me, man? Why do I come
I don't know. Listen, Brian, I don't know why, but that something about like you saying so hot, like that just it gets me.
Didn't you say it first? Whatever.
Yeah, but for some reason when you said it, really tickled my feathers. Yo, Power, what do you think about Gleyber Torres / DJ at second?
I mean, last year you projected Gleyber to be top 5 MVP candidate, so that didn't happen. The whole problem with Glaber is the last 2 years.
I mean, what the hell? Okay, go on.
No, the whole problem with
throwing this pat diss real quick.
So the problem with Glaber, I don't even think he's been focused for the entire game for the last 2 years. Like I think his mind is somewhere else. But I feel like now he has to step up to the plate. He's 23, 24, whatever, how old he is, but he's young. He knows what he's capable of doing at the plate. He knows he can be a solid defender, but he just needs to stay focused. And I think now that he's gonna have competition with DJ for that everyday role, I think now he's gonna be. I can see Glaber hitting 30 home runs this year.
That's a hot take. I would think that's
hot.
Very hot.
That's hot.
I would say like the max for Glaber Torres this year. Like if all things go perfect, I would say 25 would be.
Yeah.
I cannot see the dude going over
the max.
Unless the balls are juiced. Unless they're
bro,
juiced.
I don't know. I feel like, bro, I think maybe this kind of sounds like a little cliche because we talked about it all last year, but I really think playing shortstop had a huge impact on how he hit. Like, I really do think so. I'm not saying he's going to hit 38 home runs again like he did his rookie year, but I really do think, like, he could legitimately find that right side of the field thing again and go off for close to 30. I think he could. He has natural pop, and using that short porch in right field is something that he did when he was hitting a lot of home runs. I could see him doing it again.
But also, here's my thing, right? And I know we talked about this a lot last year. We don't need it, right? Like, we don't need Glaber Torres to be a 30 home run hitter. Like, we could use him in a lot better use if he kind of just, like, uses that, like, opposite field approach and doesn't try to hit 38 home runs. Like, he's not trying to be 2019 Glaber. I think that's the most important part of this whole thing. But, yo, totally off topic, like, regarding Glaber Torres. I watched the clip before of, I think it was, like, 2018 he hit the walk-off home run against the Indians, right? You guys remember what Michael K's call was?
No.
No, only you would.
It was something along the lines of, a child leads them to victory.
Yeah.
Bro, in what
So
world
weird.
is he? Like, that's just weird. Calling, like, a 21-year-old a child.
I mean,
He might have been.
I get where
at
he's
the time.
coming from, though. Like, he's the youngest guy in the field.
Child
Like,
leads
all
them
right,
to
maybe not a child. Maybe not
It's
a
a terrible
child, but,
call.
like,
It's a terrible call.
A child?
he doesn't really have many good calls.
Dude,
What
when
did you-
someone says child, what do you imagine?
Child is not.
No.
Child's weird. Child's a little.
Before like 2000.
That's like Brian calling me a child.
Shut up, child.
Before like 2014, Michael K has a lot of good calls.
Hush.
Like, he had a good call for Jeter's 3,000. He had a good call for A-Rod's 500 and I think 600. Like, he's had some good calls, but that one was really bad. Last year, I don't remember who hit the home run. I think it was Rizzo, where he hit
He was lost.
a solo home run, and he was like, tie game. No, sorry, it's 3-1.
You're like down by 3.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, bro? Pay attention.
But okay,
Nothing-
this is way off topic now. But like, I do want to address this real quick. Can we acknowledge the fact that, like, in any other job, right? Like, any job that someone does, like, if you are not improving at your job, you're not necessarily going to be promoted, right? You're not necessarily going to be getting, like, the huge promotions or getting, like, the raises or whatever. But it seems like with Michael K, it's like the more he regresses, bro, bang, you have, like, a Manning cast with A-Rod on ESPN. Bang,
gonna be
like, you're just,
atrocious.
like, the voice of the Yankees until, like, you die. It blows my mind that, like, the Manning cast with, like, K and A-Rod, that they decide to go with Michael K over a guy like David Ortiz. Like,
Yeah,
in what
dude.
sense of the world is Michael K the best fit for that?
Like, I get picking a broadcaster because you want that experience to be able to lead the conversation and stuff like that, but why Michael K?
Well, you guys know what it is, right? He has a deal with ESPN.
Well, yeah.
Michael K no longer is, like, known for being
Well, the
the
Michael
voice of
K
the
show.
Yankees.
Yeah, you're right.
He's known for the Michael K show, and that's on ESPN. So that's why ESPN reached out to him.
Yeah, but
Yes, but like,
does the average person who doesn't live in New York, do they listen to the Michael K show?
Of course not.
no, you can say that
That's
about
what
any
I'm
talk
saying.
show. It's regional.
ESPN's trying to, like, reach a global, not even global, but national fan base. Wouldn't, like, David Ortiz and A-Rod be the selection? Or
That'd be
even,
awesome.
like, someone more well-known than Michael K. Whatever. Dude,
You're
this is
asking
full off topic.
ESPN. You're asking ESPN baseball department to do things that make sense. We know that that's not their strong suit.
No,
I
yeah,
got
true. I don't know why
Dude,
they're
who
anyway.
watches ESPN? Like, on a regular basis? No one.
I literally turned it on today to watch golf, and there was like 4 different anchors I panned to. Didn't recognize a single one of them.
All right, well, you can't just blow over that. Like, you tuned in to watch golf.
The
Are you,
Masters.
are
Yeah.
you okay?
Tiger's
It's like
back,
something that I
man.
The
do.
Masters.
Tiger's is
The only
back.
time I ever watch golf.
Too?
Tiger's back, bro.
Tiger's back.
Tiger is
I had to
back?
watch him. Yeah.
Tiger Woods.
Remember what happened to him?
Didn't he return like 6 years ago?
Okay,
He,
well,
like,
now you're gonna
shattered
make
his
me
leg.
feel like
Pat-
crap. Yeah,
Pat-
he
This is his
was
first.
fine,
This is his first tournament since
Pat,
his
Tiger
accident.
Woods is a famous golfer. I don't know if you knew that.
I know who Tiger. All right, Brian. Isn't Aaron Hicks married to his daughter?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
His like niece or something.
I
Niece.
was
I think it's niece.
I was gonna say Jordan Woods, but that's
Oh.
not her, right?
That's just not even close. No.
That's
Jordan Woods
totally
is something to
different.
do with like Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner.
Did anyone just see the play that Alcides Escobar just made?
No.
No, because I'm paying attention to what I'm doing here.
Yeah, Jalen. Okay.
Sorry.
Listen, moving around
You
the
guys were
diamond
talk-
here.
You were talking about golf. What did you want me to do?
We were talking about Jordan Woods, okay?
Oh, well, that's different.
So, moving around the diamond here, shortstop. I'm assuming that the Yankees. Oh wait, first of all, before we move on to shortstop here, we have a super chat from LA Yankee Gang. Shout out to LA Yankee with the $2 super chat.
What up?
Because tonight just keeps getting more and more interesting.
82 and 80.
He says the Yankees will be 82 and 80, fourth place. Book it. LA Yankee King, boys. I got to do this. LA Yankee King, what is wrong with you? I brought you on a couple days ago because you wanted to debate. You said, Pat, debate me. I debated you. You had no points to prove why the Yankees are a worse team in your eyes. Stop, bro. To say that the Yankees are an 82-win team, stop. Get some help.
Dude, his whole argument was just based on what we didn't do instead of what we did do.
No,
that
I
was
know.
his argument as to why you're worse, and that's just not how the world works. So,
As always, Pat's self-centered. Dude,
he's been chirping you all
I'm
night,
not
man.
doing this. I'm not doing this tonight, bro. All right, so shortstop, Isaiah Kiner Falefa. I assume that he's probably going to take the most reps at shortstop for the Yankees. I think Gleyber Torres is probably going to get a decent amount of time there too. But listen, IKF is one of those guys who, honestly, I think it's kind of like Rizzo in the sense of like you kind of know what you're going to get. I think the only way where it would be like an X factor for the Yankees would be like if it's like a Gio, right? Where he comes to the Yankees and all of a sudden he just starts hitting like an absolute monster out of nowhere, which I think is definitely possible because it seems like when the Yankees acquire these dudes, it's either like they just kind of like stay stagnant or they just become ridiculous hitters. We know like Gold Glove defense already. So if he could find a way to like provide some solid production hitting wise,
dude,
I think he could be an awesome fit.
All he's got to do is get on base.
Yeah.
With his speed and the bats around him, all he has to do is get on base. I think there's no pressure for him. Like, if you're going to pitch to anyone in the lineup, it's going to be him. So he's going to get pitches to hit. So he just has to capitalize. That's all it is.
I hate to admit this, but I was definitely like very upset when we acquired him. I think I was actually just more confused than anything. Like I was very confused. He had just gotten traded to Minnesota, so we kind of thought like we were in the clear, and it was pretty obvious that we were going to get. I'm not even going to say his name just because he's not going to do it. But I don't know. I really like after watching him in spring, hearing his interviews and how excited he is to be a Yankee. Like, it's refreshing to have guys that really, really want to be here, and are just. It just feels like we've missed out on a lot of guys that are like, I really want to be a Yankee, and for him to come in here and just really buy into what we're doing, to have speed, to be a great defender, something we haven't had at shortstop in a long time. And I think he hit like 290 last year.
Yeah,
if he
like
can do that, bro.
Yeah.
We don't need him to hit 30 home runs. We don't even need him to hit 20. He can hit his little 8 to 10 home runs. He can get on base. He can swipe some bags. And all we need him to do is pick it at shortstop. That's really the biggest thing. So I'm excited to see him play.
Hell yeah, Brian. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I did like the move. I think he's kind of the type of hitter that we needed, in this lineup because we have too many home run hitters. He's not that guy. He's the guy that's going to get on base and give you an opportunity to score runs. And I think that's really what this team sorely needed the past couple of years.
I agree. Para?
I mean, I barely heard of this dude last year, so my expectation going into the offseason this year was to get Carlos Correa, but when we got him from the Twins and then Correa went to the Twins, we'll just see what goes.
Bro, can we acknowledge something? So listen, I don't know if any of you guys watched Pat and Dan show last night, but Dan brought up an idea. Super hot take, probably one of the hottest takes I've heard all season.
I love his hot takes.
But he said that he thinks that the Twins will be out of the race by the deadline and that the Yankees might be able to trade for Carlos Correa.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Did you saw they traded?
It's not crazy though.
Not gonna happen, guys.
But it's not
on.
the craziest thing I've heard of, bro. Like
Bro,
he's obviously gonna opt out at the end of the season, right?
Bro, they could trade. Okay, I actually think they're going to trade him. They are not trading him to the Yankees. A and B. The Yankees are not going to try to trade for him because it's just going to create way too much like.
It's nice to think about, though, Jalen.
No, it is, but it's also not.
Come on, Jalen. We wanted Carlos Correa this offseason. Why wouldn't you want him at the end of July?
Because, bro, what I want is whoever's in the Yankee uniform to perform. So the fact that we have IKF now, I want him to ball out, and I don't want us to be at the deadline hoping that we get a different shortstop. Like the hope is that the team is rolling, and we don't want Carlos Correa because we like what we have. And Carlos Correa actually has a terrible year, and he has no value. And then he has to go back to Houston, and he sucks, and he's terrible for the rest of his career. That's the hope.
That's the dream.
Not that he's balling out in Minnesota. That would hurt more than anything.
I mean, listen. I think in terms of like Carlos Correa goes, I think I'm kind of like going with Jose's option. He goes like, don't listen to people who call Diet Coke flavored air, which is like, it's Dan logic, I guess, but also like it. Well, because Dan called.
Is that what he called it? Okay, I was gonna say, what does that even mean?
But like, I don't think it's that outlandish. I really don't. Like, especially if like the Twins are like being the Twins come like the deadline. I don't know, bro. It's nice to think about, bro. Sometimes in life, Jalen, look at me. Sometimes in life, like your life sucks, right? As a human being, like you wake up and you hate yourself. So sometimes the only thing that you could look forward to is a couple mountains down the line. Maybe you have like your grandma's coming to town and she's bringing you like her famous cookies. And that's the only thing you have to look forward to. And now you're just sitting here and being like, yo, grandma's dead. That's essentially what you're telling me. Okay. So maybe that's the only thing that's keeping me chugging through my day. All right.
No.
Okay?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying.
So how do we go?
Grandma made just like she made a different meal. She didn't make her cookies, but maybe she made like some brownies that were also pretty good. And we don't have
don't
to think
tell me that because you know I don't like her brownies. So just let it be a surprise.
But you might if you give her brownies a chance to be an all-star shortstop, then maybe. You won't worry about.
I'm over it.
I will say though, if the Yankees are willing to do that to go get a guy like Correa, I would much rather them take that prospect capital and go get an arm. Like I'd be a little mad.
He's going to be a rental. He's going to leave again anyway.
Yeah. I'd be pretty mad if they took some top prospects and went after a player we don't technically need versus like we need an arm. Like I'd be a little mad.
Someone using their brain.
I like that too. Dude, I like that too. Because now that's giving me like more reassurance. It's like, yo, even if grandma doesn't bring her cookies, maybe she'll bring like some ice cream, you know? It's not like, oh, she's bringing like a bag of Tostitos. Like, you know what I mean? That's
What do you got against Tostitos? Huh?
Bro, they're trash.
Hint of lime? Oh my god.
Okay, no, Tostitos aren't bad.
Dude, those are so good.
They make your lips feel disgusting because they like burn your lips because they're so salty.
You can just not touch every chip to your lips when you eat them.
Yeah, what are you doing? Like, making out with your chips?
Right. Did we just really go talking about shortstop, Tostitos, and grandma being dead?
It all relates, Pero.
Grandma's dead. Okay,
Welcome
grandma's
Unhinged.
Grandma's on Tinder too, by the way. But yo, moving across the diamond a little bit here. Third base, Josh Donaldson. Honestly, like, I think the only reason we should take a second to talk about Donaldson is because he's a brand new face. I think I'm still confused as hell about the trade. I'm just throwing that out there, especially like money wise. I think giving him $50 million over 2 years, I much rather like coughed up some more money, give him Correa like another year with some more money. But that's going back to what Jalen said. I'm rooting for whoever's on the team right now. Josh Donaldson's on the team right now. I'm not going to question it. I love the dude. To be honest with you guys, I kind of thought that he was completely wide. I gotta stop looking at the chat. I'm getting like, dude, what did he say? His grand, like, dude, I gotta stop. I'm going full screen. So what I'm saying is, originally when the Yankees traded for Donaldson, I thought he was completely washed up. I didn't know that he was still such a good hitter that he actually is now. He's a beast, bro. Like, if you look at his
numbers, this is where I'm going to stop you. This is the only player I'll do the stats for. Donaldson's going to hit 280 with 35 home runs and guys. Especially 280. Especially in Yankee Stadium. Those are my stats for him.
You have Donaldson batting 280?
Yeah, that's
yep.
That's
what's his OPS?
I don't know, bro. I told you I'm not giving any random stats tonight.
It's like I didn't go that deep. I didn't think about
It's
it.
not get ridiculous now. Yeah.
No, but like I could see Donaldson also like kind of being like that grit factor, right? Like we know that he's no Correa, but I think that he can provide like that edge in the clubhouse. And also, at the leadoff spot, that's sexy as hell. I texted this in the chat before, like, bro, Donaldson at leadoff is hot, right? Brian, say it.
That's super hot.
It's hot at leadoff, bro. Sean, what do you think?
Leadoff, I think it is what it is. But as far as Donaldson goes, like, I didn't really like the move at first because, like, all of us were like, what is this? Why? But number one, money isn't an issue. The Yankees seem like it is, but it's really not at the end of the day, so we shouldn't care about that. But number two, it's like he's an upgrade over Gio in almost every facet. Defense, Gio's obviously really good, but, like, think about the bat. Think about how many times, like, the pitching carried us, and we didn't put up any runs or anything. And now we got a much better bat. Much, much better. So as long as he stays healthy, it's the biggest thing. He's kind of old. I'm not expecting him to play more than like 135 games, but like that's what we need out of him. We just offense.
His glove is also not bad either. Like I know he's older, but he's a I don't want to say plus defender, but he's definitely above average. So I'll take his defense when it comes with the bat, the potential that he could have in Yankee Stadium. And so I don't know. I'll take Josh Donaldson over Gio Urshela every time.
Brian, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just about him being better than Gio. It's about him being a better third baseman, hitter-wise than Gio. Like when you think about the third base position, you want more of a power hitter, right? As opposed to Gio, who was more of a contact hitter, got on base a lot, which was great, but not what you wanted out of a corner infielder. So I'm excited for that aspect of it.
I agree.
Thank you.
No, this is something that I totally didn't notice up until Brian just started talking right now. Brian, with the red light in the background, looks so ominous. Like I don't. Bro, it looks like a supervillain that's about to like take over the world. Brian, did you like coordinate your sweater to match the light, or was that a total accident?
No, actually, I had it blue, and then when everything wasn't working, I turned it to red because the blue light was bothering me, and then I forgot to switch it back.
Put it in angry mode.
Yeah,
he was mad.
They're moving.
I can't hear myself talking with these things on, so it's really really difficult to do this right now. I
sound great.
Hear myself at all.
Oh,
so
they're like noise canceling.
No, it's not that they're noise canceling. They're big headphones, so I can't hear past them.
They look good on you.
Well, that's what noise canceling is, Brian.
No.
Is Brian an MP3?
Sean, you're getting a bunch of compliments on your hair right now.
I know.
Yeah, Sean, your hair looks
appreciate
good.
everybody.
I complimented Sean on his hair a couple days ago, and I was like, "Yo, it looks like you just got it cut today." And he goes, "Yeah, I did."
Yeah, I actually did
go.
just get it cut.
That hair looks like what Pat wants his hair to look like, but can't quite get it. That's why he wears a hat all the time.
Love it.
What the? All right, listen.
Can we start calling you Pat in the Hat?
How is Jalen in the chat? Like,
yeah, what? Yeah, that's definitely not Jalen.
Is that you, Jalen?
That's definitely not Jalen.
And no, we're not doing this.
No, we're not doing this again. Next thing you know, we're gonna see Sean's hair.
Okay, so moving on now. Left field, the man Joey Joey Gallo in left field. I'm expecting a huge season out of Joey Gallo this year. Listen, we all know like he struggled. We all know that Joey Gallo struggled last season, in his first half season in the Bronx. Listen, we all know Joey Gallo's like a creature of habit, right? So I'm sure like being traded over the Bronx, huge market coming from like Texas, a team that wasn't even in the race, now being traded to the Yankees in the middle of a pennant race in the end of July, probably not the easiest thing to do, right? So now that he kind of has like, also, let's not ignore the fact that he was thrown around in the batting order every single day, like lead off, second, fourth, fifth. Now he's probably gonna have like one spot. I'm assuming he's gonna be like fifth every day, right? That like Jalen, what is so funny?
I put him
Bro,
third.
This chat is hilarious.
No, I had the full screen, bro. They're cracking me up.
I had the full screen.
Bro, this chat.
So
I had to full screen it.
So Joey Gallo, I think combine like the offensive resurgence that I think we're gonna see this year, and combine that with his gold glove defense. I think we're all. I mean that never really disappeared besides like a few clunkers in the outfield last season. I think that he is going to probably be the most resurging Yankee of 2022. This could bite me in the ass, but that's what I'm expecting.
He's gonna have a monster year. Just look at his mic'd up videos. Like, look how comfortable and loose he is. Like, obviously we can't say that he wasn't last year because we don't really know, but like. I don't know. It's just like him and Rizzo, just a fresh year in pinstripes, a full off season, get acclimated. Like, I think he's going to go off. What? What?
I think he's seeing the chat now.
I'm going full screen. I can't do this. So Jalen, go on.
Yeah, no, I think the key for Joey Gallo this year is 6 or 7. 6 or 7 is where he needs to hit in the lineup. I think anything outside of 6 or 7 in the lineup and then this I don't know the word, but just like inconsistency, I guess you could say, of where he hits in the lineup, whether he's 3rd or 4th, and then he's hitting 2nd, then he's back down to 7, then he's at 5. Like, Boone needs to figure out some consistency with this lineup, and I think Joey Gallo is going to be a huge beneficiary of that. Just knowing where you are every day in the lineup, you can prepare, you can know when you're going to come up. Like, I just think that's going to help him. He seems like a guy who is big on like his habits and his routine, and I think if he can finally get into that, he's going to go off this year. I'm seeing 40. I'm going to go crazy. I think 45 plus. 45.
That's not even crazy. That's not even crazy.
In
All he has to do is pop the ball up. That's all he has to do is hit a pop up.
In Yankee Stadium, 45 plus.
Easily. I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right.
It sounds good.
Listen,
to me.
no, Brian. Rather than just like generic thoughts, I want specific numbers from you.
Specific. Okay.
Specific numbers.
All right. 257. 38.3.
That's
home
pretty
runs.
damn high. If we're like looking in the grand scheme, bro, 257 is high as hell for Joey Gallo.
38.3 home runs. One of them got called back. I don't know. I don't have specific numbers for him. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be awesome. I think he's going to be better than he was last year, and he's got an awesome glove, and I'm excited about that. I'll take whatever I can get out of Gallo. You know what he's going to be. Maybe he'll give you a little bit more than that. That's really all it comes down to for me.
He might be good. He might be great. He might be bad.
Could be.
All right. Well,
who's
listen,
to
Brian,
say?
I know you didn't really want to go. No, Brian, no one's making. We love
Brian,
you.
we love you.
Why do you always pick on me, chat? Why do they always pick on me?
What are you running the
Brian,
chat
you're a
for? They're the most
grown man.
ruthless people here.
You're gonna
Brian's the oldest dude here, and he's asking the chat to save his life.
All right.
I just
So
want
listen,
some backup, man.
Brian didn't go into specifics because he can, but we know Parra can.
Well,
Parra, give me some specific numbers for Joey Gallo this season.
For Joey Gallo, 220, 40 home runs, 95 RBIs.
That's
Very
more like it.
round numbers.
I'd take
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say. I was hoping for a little
Very
more like
round.
obscure, like crooked stuff, but it's
like
fine.
a
Okay,
233 and like a 43 homers.
It's all good. It's all
Book
good.
that one. Bookmark that.
See, look, the AI is glitching.
Thank you, guys.
The NPC. Oh my
Okay,
God.
so moving over to center field, because dude, we don't have a lot of time left, so let's try to like run through these. Center field, we got Aaron Hicks.
Just spend like half the time on him because that's how much time he's going to spend.
Yeah, there's
on
really
the
not
team,
much.
So.
Aaron Hicks, like,
Aaron Hicks was going to be hurt by next week.
Looking at the Yankees lineup and looking at like their defensive positioning, he's the guy who I have the least faith in this season. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean his arm's kind of noodleish too now.
He's
But
going to be the
also-
reason why Gardner's going to be back on the team.
He's
Don't
the
say
new
that.
Brett Gardner.
No, stop it. Stop it.
No,
Noodle arm.
Why would he say that? Why would he say that?
We made it 43 minutes without bringing up Brett Gardner. You ruined it, Eric.
I'm sorry, but that's their honest truth.
But yo. Here's my thing, right? We talk about Aaron Hicks being like such a horrible piece of the Yankees right now, right? And he is. But also, can we also say that he could be the most surprising?
No, yeah, I
member
was
of the
gonna
2020?
say like I feel kind of nice. Like we know Hicks is a pretty good player. Like we're not calling him bad, but in the grand scheme of the Yankees lineup, he's the worst player, and that's kind of a good thing because like he's not terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's
And,
no
and
like
the bar's
bums
so low,
in the out.
you can only go up,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So
His bar is so
basically-
low.
No
yeah,
pressure.
so basically what this is like Brian is going dog shopping, right? And he really wants like the best dog out there, right? Like a golden retriever. I think it's consensus that that's like probably one of the best dogs out there. But he's walking around and he's like, oh, like a Chihuahua. And he has to kind of like settle for the Chihuahua for the time being, but maybe one day that Chihuahua can become a golden retriever.
I don't think you know how dogs work.
That's not terrible. No,
I don't think you know how analogies work. That was
no. You have some awful analogies, but I see where you're coming from.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Okay, so moving to right field. Our non-extended captain in right field, Aaron Judge. I don't even think this is a guy that we have to spend too much time on because we know we're getting, bro. We're getting an MVP season out of Judge.
Just like I'm looking at the extend MVP him is all we should say.
And he's probably one of 3 people who I think can probably win it this year. As long as he stays healthy, I think Judge will be easily top 3 MVP. The fact that he's not extended yet makes me sick to my stomach.
Hey guys, what are the chances that they trade him at the deadline?
Okay, Ryan, don't make me take you out.
I mean, like
you were doing, and then why does everyone pick on me?
No, but think about it. If we're in 4th place with and we're like,
I've been thinking about it.
No,
I don't think
he hasn't been extended.
Think about the Yankees' way of thinking, though. You know,
no,
they're not trading Aaron Judge at the deadline.
Like, I don't think they are. But I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibilities.
But Sean, that's not even the Yankees' way of thinking, though. The Yankees' way of thinking, if they're in 4th place, like let's just say they're within 6 games of the wild card at the deadline, and
they
they're in 4th place. First of all, they're not going to trade him. Second of all, they're not going to be so out of the race that they would even think about trading him. And I think the Yankees' way of thinking is for him, even if Judge is going to leave, here's how it's going to go. He's going to become a free agent, right? And we're going to throw stuff out there, and we're going to tell John Heyman to send out tweets, and John Morosi and all these guys that the Yankees are working hard to bring Aaron Judge back, sending him competitive offers, right? And then the next thing you know, Aaron Judge's camp is going to come out and say the Yankees' offers have been low. They're not meeting their – it's going to go exactly how Freddie Freeman's thing went, and he's going to end up somewhere else. That's the only way I see him leaving. They're not trading him because, the backlash that the front office would get for trading Aaron Judge would be ridiculous. Nobody would go to games.
No, but also here's my thing, right? Like, if there is a scenario where the Yankees are, at the deadline, they have, for whatever reason, they have a worse record than the Orioles, and, the playoffs are, already, out of it, then I'd say, yeah, it would be like a Mookie Betts kind of situation.
if we sucked, if we were terrible.
Yeah, you would have to be awful.
Yeah, if we're really bad, and like you were saying, the only way he walks in free agency is if the Yankees don't up their offer. We know Judge wants to be here. So if the Yankees are already probably thinking about lowballing him, which I would assume they already are if there's not a deal reached yet. Where was I going with this? Oh, okay. then someone
want to trade him.
No, I don't. I'm just saying, it's not crazy if we're really bad. They already lowballed him in before the season, and someone comes calling with a crazy offer. You know what I'm saying? It's not crazy that it could happen.
No, it's okay. Maybe it's not. But my only thing is, it blows my mind that it hasn't happened yet. In terms of an extension, it blows my mind that they haven't extended him. So whatever.
It means one thing: they lowballed him.
Yeah,
but that statement by Rizzo this morning, that was kind of if it goes based off what his wife wants.
No, I think we're reading too much into that quote. I think he was. If you watch the whole clip, he was kind of just saying they should he's basically standing up for his boy. They should definitely pay him. I don't think he really knows the insight to the negotiations. I think he knows that Judge. I think the conversation that he had with Judge, basically Judge saying, "I know my worth, so I'm not going to give the Yankees a hometown discount." That doesn't mean that the Yankees are not making competitive offers. All reports so far have been basically saying the Yankees offer has been over $30 million, which I think is a good place to start at least.
Okay, but if we're talking about quotes from today, can we bring up
oh my God,
Aaron Boone's quote about Brett Gardner? Listen, for those of you who didn't see it, Aaron Boone said on his drive to Yankee Stadium this morning, all he could think about was Brett Gardner and how meaningful he was to this organization. Bro, what the hell?
First thing that popped into my head, how often does he think about Brett Gardner?
Dude, that's like me right now. Analogy time. That's like if I was driving to work today. No, stop. This is a good one, bro. So stop. I'm driving to work this morning, and I pop on live tonight, and I say, guys, the first thing I was thinking about on my way to work was Brandon Kramer. That's exactly what it's like, bro. So you can't sit here and tell me that Aaron Boone, the manager of the New York Yankees, going into the 2022 season with the likes of Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, Giancarlo Stanton, Joey Gallo, with those names on your team, that what you say in your press conferences, you thought about Brett Gardner on your... Okay, first of all, Brett Gardner's a bum, and I don't think anybody could ever tell me different. We're talking about a lifelong average Yankee who's only been a Yankee because no one else freaking wants him, bro. Retire. You're a loser, bro. No one knows who you are outside of 50-year-old.
Why are you not full screen right now?
Bro, I should be. Brett Gardner, no one likes you. I will literally get my bald cap and frolic on your grave, bro. Even if you find a way to come back this season, I will laugh at you every time you make an appearance. I will be at your final game so I can laugh in your mouth, bro. And then I'll take your teeth and I'll lick them. Okay. So, does anybody else have any other thoughts?
Brett Gardner? No, I'm good.
I have a thought about Boone because, like, all jokes aside, this, obviously, like, it was a very funny and like weird quote that he's like. I thought it was fake. I thought it was from like.
No, I thought it was like the New York porch.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But like, bro, it actually concerns me that our manager, the day before opening day, is thinking about a player who's not on our roster. Like, that's just super weird to me. Like, I don't think that makes any sense. I don't think he should be thinking about anybody besides the 28 men that we're going to war with tomorrow. Like, that's concerning, bro. What are you doing? Like,
I don't even think we got quotes like that like in 2015 after Jeter retired.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even if he was like Derek Jeter caliber Yankee, like, I don't think Joe Girardi's driving to the stadium thinking about Derek Jeter. Like, I don't think.
Do you think,
bro? But it's just weird. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's beyond the point of like me being confused. Now I'm just like weirded out. Now I'm just like, yo, what is no? That's even better. The fact that he brought it up and he's like, yo, I was really thinking about Brett Gardner.
Did anyone ask him?
Yeah, I was gonna say, was he asked about it?
I don't know. Yeah, they asked. So they basically said like, there's obviously a bunch of new faces, but somebody who's not here is Brett Gardner. Like, how is the clubhouse a lot different? And he like stopped in his tracks, and he was like, "You know what? He's like, I'm just gonna say this. Brett Gardner was a great Yankee, and I was actually just thinking about him on my way over here. Like, he could have just been like, yeah, the clubhouse is really tight group. We miss Gardy, but we got a lot of veteran leaders, and like he could have just given a generic answer. He didn't have to be a weird like." I don't know. It was super weird.
I feel like they really want him back, but like in terms of like Brett Gardner goes, like there's just, bro, I don't see a scenario where there's room because even when Hicks goes down, bro, LeCastro or Florial has to be the next guy up. Let's not forget Marwin on the bench. Let's not forget, like, bro, they have numerous options as far as the outfield goes. You'll have Stan fill in to plug there.
Yeah, there's no shot, bro.
Dude, I don't
go find anyone. You can go find someone in Double-A that'll come up and do what Brett Gardner does.
Yeah,
like it's not even about the guys on our bench that'll fill in for him. Like,
I don't want to waste time talking about him because he's just a waste of space.
Well,
and I'll lick your teeth, Brett Gardner.
Well, do you think Brett Gardner thinks about Aaron Boone every day on his way to the barber?
It's like saying,
listen, going to the rotation now.
Wait, yo, Pat, before you go to the rotation, I have a question. Do you think, or all of you, do you guys think that Marwin Gonzalez, because I do, think Marwin Gonzalez plays more innings at shortstop this year than Gleyber?
No,
he should, but he won't.
I think he will. That's just my hot take.
That's a hot take. I think that's a really hot take.
That's hot.
I hope you're right.
Super sexy.
That's hot.
All right, so I think Marwin Gonzalez could be like a huge piece of the Yankees this year. I really do. Me and Sean made a whole video about it, how I think that he's an awesome piece. But I think not even in terms of like the offensive production, I think he could provide, but also it's the versatility, right? I think we're looking at like a Wade, but also like a more veteran, experienced version of Wade, right? And also like a switch hitter, a better hitter.
We didn't lose his speed either.
I mean, we didn't really lose his speed, but we kind of did because the Yankees are carrying 16 pitchers for whatever. Like J.P. Sears might be more valuable to this team than Tim LeCastro is. I don't know, but yeah. So kind of like going to the rotation, it's Garrett Cole, and then the way I view it is like you have a number 3/4 in Monty, you have two potential 2/3s in Sevy and Tyone, And then you have a number 5 who probably is one of the biggest question marks ever in the form of Nestor Cortes, who I think can either replicate or do close to what he did last season, or be a complete bust and will not be in the rotation by the end of April. Like you just don't know what you're going to get out of Nestor. I think Sevy and Tyone, you kind of know what you're going to get out of them as long as they're healthy. And then Monty, you kind of know what you're going to get, and Cole, you kind of know what you're going to get. So I don't think that the Yankees rotation is like the biggest question mark in the world, but I do think that they could have used one more arm, but they didn't get one. So we're rocking with the rotation that we got, and I don't think it's the worst thing in the world.
No, I mean, it's definitely the biggest weakness, but that's not to say it's like a killer weakness. Like I said, like I would say one of my takes is they're going to make a big trade at the deadline for someone if they're in the race. They have to. I mean, it depends, I guess. If Sevy gives them like a full first half, then like
I'm booking it now. Luis Castillo will be a Yankee by the end of July.
I like that.
What's the stat line?
I could do that.
I don't know if they would. Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
I could see it. I think, bro. I really do think that this rotation is going to benefit a lot from the new and improved defense. So I think whether we get a big addition at the deadline or not, I really do think that you're going to see like Cole's numbers jump. He's going to have a lot more wins. I think you're going to see the weird Monty starts. I think they're going to go more his way because a lot of it had to do with like, bloop, soft contact. Like it was just really frustrating outings where defense wasn't being played well behind him. Obviously, penciling Severino back in there from the beginning instead of in late September is a huge add. I don't know what to expect from Nestor Cortes, but hopefully he can replicate what he did last year somewhat. Just be a 5-starter. That's really all we ask for him. Try to keep it around the 4 area as far as ERA. But I really do think all these guys are going to see a lot of similar results, good results, because of the improved defense. I think we're underestimating how important that is for pitchers.
Yeah.
Maybe not you guys, but just as Yankees fans in general. It's so important.
That's a good point. What? What?
I got some. I will say, I feel like the plan isn't to have Nestor be the number 5 all year. It could be just like a let Hill and Clark Schmidt Schmidt made the roster, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well maybe that's like giving him a little bit of time, stretch him out more before you want to start him. Like I can't see Nestor I can't see him pitching like 150 plus innings. I don't know. Maybe that's just discrediting him for no reason. I just can't see it.
It's just the problem with the entire rotation is Monty can never be consistent throughout the entire year, and your biggest two, your number 2 and number 4 starters, Tyone and Sevy, it's all about if they can stay healthy or not. So you don't know what you're gonna get. So
yeah, I mean, also it's the fact that like I know a lot of people like to bring up like Monty's like advanced metrics and stuff to prove that he's like such a good pitcher. I think that I know a lot of people don't believe in luck in baseball, but I think Monty got extremely lucky last season. Like we watched Monty on like a weekly basis. Bro, the amount of jams that this dude gets in and out of, like, it stresses me the hell out. Like, he could easily go into every start either giving up no runs or giving up 15 in the first. Like, it's I feel like there's no in between. But if Monty replicates what he did last season or close to it, I think that he's a solid 3-4. And then you just you're asking for either Sevy or Tyone to, like, step up as your number 2. And I don't think it's, like, that crazy to expect, granted on what we've seen out of those 2 last season. So I don't know. I think if the Yankees do get like one more arm at the deadline, they kind of just like rock with what they have until then. I think they're in a good spot. I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people are making it out to be. But especially like Sean said, like you have Clark Schmidt, you have Luis Gil, maybe Manny Benuelos makes a couple starts. I don't know.
Didn't think this stream would get a Manny Benuelos mention, but here we are.
Bro, who would like Manny Benuelos can be the 2022 Nestor Cortes.
He could.
Think about that.
Yeah, no,
we could be advocating for Manny Benuelos to start the game 2 of the wild card series.
Don't
I hope not. Either. But
the return of Deivi Garcia.
Brian, do you have any thoughts on the rotation? Oh yeah, wait, yeah, Deivi Garcia, Power, great point. Did you guys see Deivi in spring training?
He was good.
His velocity looks good.
Yeah,
he looks much improved. And the fact that he's only like 23 still.
2 words, Pat. 2 words. Matt Blake. That's all I got.
Dude's a wizard. He's a wizard, hot. Man.
Super sexy.
Brian, what is he?
What is he? Super sexy.
So listen, going to the bullpen real quick. I think that like as far as the Yankees go, I told this to Dan last night. I think the bullpen is probably like the part of the Yankees that I'm least worried about. I think that we just have a lot of like really solid arms in there that I think have ridiculous upside. I think Chapman can't really be any worse than he was in like this latter half of last year. You're looking at guys like Clay Holmes. You're looking at guys like Jonathan Loaizaga, Chad Green, who I don't think could get worse, Miguel Castro, who I think could be a little sneaky pickup, Wandy Peralta. Bro, I think that the Yankees have a lot of really good arms in the bullpen. And then also you have like, Litke. You have some other arms who can possibly like make an impact at some point this season, like a Steven Ridings or a Ron Marinaccio. Like maybe he makes an impact. I don't know. But I think that the Yankees do have a lot of solid arms out of the bullpen who make me not really concerned about it at all.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't really have much to say about them. Like you said, it's like that's like the one area where like I'm not even really thinking about it. Like we know what we have. We have a bunch of studs out there. Matt Blake's a wizard. We saw what he did with Clay Holmes. Like if he gets guys with good stuff, like that's all they need, just good stuff, then like they're gonna thrive in the Yankee uniform.
I just don't want to see Chapman struggling. That's all. That's my number one point.
I think we're gonna see a big like a super bullpen with a bunch of guys that maybe we don't expect to be. Like when we think of super bullpen, we used to think of like Miller, Betances, Chapman type thing. I think it's going to be like a super bullpen where you have a bunch of guys who just like kind of what the Rays have done, just a bunch of guys who throw from 95 to 100 and just nasty sinkers, nasty sliders. And I think that's kind of what they've been trying to build over the past couple of years. And I think this is the year it starts to come to fruition. Guys like Castro, Clay Holmes, Loaizaga. You got Chapman in there who still is nasty, even if he struggles and is inconsistent. Clark Schmidt's still there. Michael King is another X factor in the bullpen.
Yeah, Michael King too.
But we got a lot of guys back there that can really, really bring it, and not only just for one inning. We got guys who can go 2-3 innings and get us some length if we need as well, which we're definitely going to need at the beginning of the season. So I'm really excited for this bullpen.
Yeah.
For some reason, like that was sorry, Brian. I hate.
Sorry, you always cut me off. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry, but I just had to throw this in before I forget. When Jalen just said we have a lot of guys on the back end of the bullpen that could really bring it, that was so Aaron Boone-esque. Like I feel like that was like exactly what we'd hear from Boone.
Can't get much more disrespectful.
Like in a post game,
you got in a post game press conference.
Look at his face. He's pissed. He's pissed.
We have a lot of guys who could bring it. So, Brian,
that is something he would say,
right? Brian, tell me what you're thinking about the bullpen.
For me, it's just all about the depth, man. Like we've rattled off so many names. You got 10, probably around 10 guys that could make a huge impact, and you have a bunch of guys in the minors that could come up if needed. That's really what it comes down to in the bullpen. You got, if anyone struggles, you have 8 guys behind them ready to pick up the slack. So I think that's really what's going to be key for the Yankees here.
I agree, 1000%. Listen, we kind of covered like all bases of the team. But what we kind of have to do to, put the final touches on it, I say we kind of like throw in like what we think our like final prediction for the Yankees is going to be this year. You don't necessarily like have to throw in like whether or not like World Series, because I feel like everyone's gonna be like, yeah, the Yankees are gonna win the World Series. But in terms of like where I see the Yankees finishing this year, bro, like I want to be like super optimistic, Pat, and be like, yeah, the Yankees are gonna win the AL East. It's possible. I'm gonna say it's very much possible. But personally, I see the Blue Jays taking the AL East. But granted, with the expanded postseason, the Yankees are still gonna make playoffs because I have them finishing 2. I think as of right now on paper, the Yankees are the second best team in the AL East. Now, whatever happens kind of happens after that. I can't sit here and say, yeah, that I think the Yankees will win the World Series because I think they definitely have a roster capable of doing so. But as of right now, I think probably the Blue Jays are the better team and will most likely win the AL East. But, yeah.
Yankees will be a wild card.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say either wild card or maybe the division, but like they're definitely a 90+ win team. I mean, anyone that says otherwise is wrong unless like a bunch of injuries happen. So like I don't know, it's just I'm trying not to get too far ahead of myself because every year I'm like, oh, we're gonna win this year, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Just watch. I'm just gonna watch. No big predictions.
I don't have any predictions as far as the Yankees as a team, as far as wins or if they're going to win the division or where they're going to go in the playoffs. because like Sean said, it's kind of just like obviously we want to be optimistic every year. I could see every Yankees team since I was like 7 years old making the World Series and winning it. So
Exactly.
I think this year my hot take, I have two. I think the first one is that next year or next offseason, we're going to be advocating for IKF to stay at shortstop and let Volpe develop another year because he's going to be that solid for us. And then I think, or maybe make that big of a difference. And I think my second one is that we're going to have two guys in the top 3 for MVP.
Who?
Ooh,
I think Judge is one,
spicy.
and I think Giancarlo Stanton is the other.
I like that.
That's spicy.
That's. I mean, yeah, I like.
That's one man
especially
we didn't
'cause,
even
like,
talk about. Stanton.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I mean, especially because Stanton's like not necessarily going to be like a full-time DH. I think Boone said he's going to have him in outfield like 3 to 4 times a week.
Bro, he's gonna hit 50 home runs this year. I don't even think it's a question of
Where was that hot take the whole show, Jalen?
that man's gonna
Saving it
go
for the
off.
end. Best for
I'm
last.
saying.
Making
I
you
said
think
Joey
about it.
Gallo 45. Listen, if Joey Gallo hits 45 home runs and Stanton hits 50, and Aaron Judge is also in the AL MVP hunt, we're World Series champions. What do we do? What are we talking
Oh,
about?
I'm getting such.
That would
bad
be
vibes from
ridiculous
last year.
production from an outfield. That
This
might
is,
be
bro,
like the
this is
greatest.
exactly like last year when we were like, "Oh my God, this could be the Yankees' greatest lineup of all time."
No, I don't
And-
think it. I don't think it's
Who
going to be the
said
greatest.
that?
No,
bro, I
last
don't
year
think
we
it's-
did.
I don't think it's going to be the greatest Yankee lineup of all time. I just think Giancarlo Stanton has put together 2 straight insane, out of this world, like ridiculous postseasons in a row. He knows that he can compete in New York. That was the question in 2018, 2019. And he stayed healthy last year. He put together a really solid season. He's going to hit at least 40 this year if he stays healthy. Obviously, health is kind of like you can't say if healthy because it's obviously if he's healthy, he's not going to hit 50 home runs if he's on the bench. But if the dude is healthy, this is going to be his most confident year in pinstripes. He's shown that he can do it. I don't see why not. So Judge and Stanton are going to be in the top 3. I don't know if one of them wins it. I just know they're going to be in the top 3.
I like it.
Love it, man. Well, I mean, I think for me, it's really just about.
I try to keep a straight face, but then I look at Pat. It's just
All right. Para, you can go.
No, Brian.
No,
Let Brian go, bro. Brian, you got this. Come on, you got this. You got this, buddy.
Thank you. I really needed that vote of confidence. For me, it's really all about the consistency, right? Last year we saw guys like Torres and Gallo struggle from time to time, and I think that we need to see more consistency out of them. I think as a whole, the Yankees have gotten better since last year. I think they're going to be a better team overall, defensively especially. And I think that, I think they're going to be a 90-plus win team, like we said. Make the playoffs in the wild card, and then who knows from there.
No, I
No
agree.
crazy bold predictions, but just consistent
That was a
growth.
very safe option. Very
Thank
safe.
you. That's what I.
Power, what are you thinking?
I mean, I said they're going to be a wild card team, but I agree with Brian. It's all about consistency and who stays healthy. Because normally when one superstar goes down, it's a domino effect. Everybody struggles. So they'll be the second wild card team in the AL. Then, like Brian said, we'll go from there.
I like it. And listen, I mean,
They're going
I
to
think
sweep the Red Sox this weekend too. Just saying.
That's another hot take. I would say that's
And-
a hot take. But also one thing that I kind of like didn't really address is the ridiculous season that I think we're about to see from Garrett Cole. Like, I think that Garrett Cole's about to go off this
He's
season.
pissed.
Like,
He's coming
we
in
know
pissed.
Garrett Cole, and the fact that he was sitting on that wild card game loss all off season, bro, like through the lockout and everything. I think that he's going into the 2022 season on an absolute mission. Like, bro, I think he's going to walk into Yankee Stadium tomorrow and kill the Red Sox. And now, dude, people might be like, like once he gives up like a 3-run jack tomorrow, people are gonna be like, oh, Pat jinxed it, whatever. I'm not even saying like performance wise. I'm talking like mentality wise, and he's gonna carry that through the rest of the season.
Yeah, I agree with you, but at the same time, like even if he didn't get shelled in the wild card game, we would still have that expectation for him.
Sure,
Like
no,
that,
but
that's
I
just
think
who Cole is.
yeah, but
you
I
know,
think
but-
that adds to it.
And he's
Don't hate
healthy
me.
too. We don't know if the hamstring was a big problem or not, but like you said, like I think this is the year where he wins Cy Young. He has to. I mean, he has
Don't
to
hate
pitch
on
like
me.
that for us to be successful.
Trevor Story's going to be hitting a home run off Garrett Cole tomorrow.
Para, what is?
Stop.
I'm sorry. It's just last year. That's
man.
all we've been seeing from Garrett Cole, a home run
Para.
each game. So I'm just going with it. Don't hate.
Para.
Para, I mean, we were having like such a nice stream. Like, we're so excited for the season.
We were having such a nice
Ready?
stream.
I'm Para. Don't hate me, guys. Trevor Story is gonna absolutely launch one off of Garrett Cole tomorrow. What?
You know it's gonna happen now too.
If it happens, someone pull this clip and just tag Para. I'll be sick to my stomach. But the funny part is, like, now I could kind of see it happening. Bro, all I know is that if, like, the Yankees absolutely, like, massacred tomorrow, I'm going to try my best to, like, not be totally discouraged. I will be discouraged, though. 100%. I will. No, bro, opening day always makes an impact.
Be discouraged if Cole, like, just gets absolutely embarrassed. That's the only way I'll be, like, pessimistic after.
Also, can we kind of, like, just agree on one thing? I kind of like the fact that opening day was rained out today, because now, God forbid, if the Yankees lose tomorrow, we don't have to sit through like a full day sulking about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like, that's the worst, bro. When you lose on opening day and then you have the day off. Oh, bro. That's
you remember
bad.
last year with the Blue Jays?
Didn't that happen last year?
Yeah.
Last year with the Blue Jays, where we Garrett Cole got beat, and then we had to wait until Corey Kluber's start. I don't know. That was just like terrible.
But with that being said, does anybody else have any other hot takes? Anything else they want to throw out there regarding our little season preview?
Para's a Red Sox fan.
Closet, yeah. I think he's in the closet. So is Brian. Look at Brian's like outfit and the lights and.
Para's a Twins fan, actually.
Closet Twins fan. Para. If you had to pick one team other than the Yankees to win all this year, who would it be?
My sleeper team is the Padres.
Good question.
It's not horrible. Shout out to
their lineup without Tatis is like, Like looking at it today, I was like,
All right. Well, with that being said, I guess it's gonna wrap things up for a little 2022. 'Twas the night before opening day. I think we made a lot of good predictions. I don't think it was like you could definitely see the difference between like our like little prediction stream from last year to this year, right? Like last year, I think all of us were kind of just like we were like kids walking into kindergarten, right? And now it's like we're going into first grade and we kind of like we know it's not that fun. So it's like we're a little bit dangerous, bro. Like we're kind of like we're treading on thin ice because we know that we could easily be heartbroken this year. So we're not setting like the highest expectations. So we're kind of just walking in, so kind of seeing what happens, bro. Like the teacher might be good, teacher might be bad. We might have some friends in the class, we might not. We'll see how it goes. Well, now that's a good analogy. That's a good analogy to wrap.
That's a really mature first grader to be thinking like that.
I've always been mature. So with that being said, it's gonna wrap things up. Chat. As far as the streams go for the weekend, pre-games this season are dead. Like as you all know, I hated the pre-games last season. Like that's just me being like open and honest. Dead like grandma. Yeah, they're not. Pre-games are not happening unless it's like an extremely special game. And no, bro, imagine if I had to do a pre-game for like an 11:30 start time.
Yeah.
Bro, disgusting. 11:30 start times are disgusting as is. But yeah, so chat, I'm going to be going live just about after just about every single Yankees game this season, so stay tuned for that. I'll be live tomorrow after the Yankees beat the Red Sox ass and Garrett Cole pitches like 6 shutout, let's say. Judge hits 3 home runs. I don't know. But yo, be sure if you use SeatGeek to buy any tickets for Yankee games this season, use SeatGeek code Unhinged NY. You get $20 off. Chat, do it. Like, who doesn't use SeatGeek? You guys use SeatGeek, right?
Of course I use SeatGeek.
Sure.
Duh.
Sure.
Well, chat. When you do
great advertising.
When you do use SeatGeek this season to buy tickets, be sure to use code Unhinged NY. $20 off is great, no?
Fantastic.
It's pretty good, yeah.
I would do it every time if I could.
Exactly. Well, you can. Just use code Unhinged NY. So, with that being said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. Listen, everyone in the chat, you're a legend. Don't let anyone tell you wrong, and if they do, give them a big slap across the face. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.
See ya.
I think we should play this to end off.
We cannot wait until Brett Gardner's number is retired. It's just he's going to be in the festival in Monument Park. He's going to be waving the bandanas.